Hey, good morning, Mizzou fans. Welcome back. PM in the AM for Tuesday, May 20th. I am Gabe DeArmond, and we're going to talk about the all of our favorite thing in college sports right now. Lawsuits. Like, isn't this what we're all here for? Forget the games. We want to know who wins the court battles. Ross Dellinger from Yahoo Sports last night dropped a story that basically says the power conference executives are getting together. That is officials from the Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, and ACC. And I'm just going to read you Ross's paragraph here. Are circulating a draft of a groundbreaking and first of its kind document intended to prevent universities from using their state laws to violate new enforcement rules, and in a wholly stunning concept, require schools to waive their rights to pursue legal challenges against the new enforcement entity, the College Sports Commission. Now, look, we've already had way too many lawsuits and way too many hearings. And hey, maybe we should form a committee. And we all know how stupid all of this is. I think even if, look, we can admit NIL has been good for Missouri. Mizzou got out in front of the game, is actually, and I'll get to it in a minute, one of the reasons this thing is being circulated and talked about right now. Good for the kids for making money. I don't honestly really even care how much money they can make. But I think we can all agree that college sports and all these lawsuits, like, they are off the rails. I'm not saying they're ruining the sport. I'm not saying they're driving people away, because the numbers say otherwise. People still really care about their teams and are always going to watch their teams and always going to root for their teams, no matter how many of the players they know, no matter how long they're there, all of that. So I'm not saying this is all ruining sports in college. I'm just saying it's stupid. And I'm tired of getting a new story every single week. And Ross has done a great job covering this, probably more so than anybody else. But I'm just tired of reading it all. So let's go back, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years. I can't remember exactly at this point, when Missouri instituted its state law that basically said we can start paying kids, in-state kids, NIL, while they're still in high school, as soon as they agree to come to the University of Missouri. Now, two things stood out. When I first read the state law, I read it, and it literally, in layman's terms, not literally, but in layman's terms, what it said is we can do anything we want, and the NCAA and the SEC cannot come in and tell us we can't do it, because this is our state law and this is how we want it done. Now, my first reaction to that was, hey, this is brilliant. I hate it. It's incredibly stupid. But as long as the rules allow for it, well done, Missouri. And everybody else started following suit and doing the same thing. Now, here's something else that came out of that I'm not kidding, literally nobody knew at the time. Like, the people that signed the law did not know this at the time. When Williams Nwaneri committed to Missouri, there started to be some debate. Okay, he can start getting paid June 1st or whatever date it was that he showed up on campus, right? Well, no, that was actually not true. He could start getting paid September 1st of his senior year, because what we learned throughout that process was Williams Nwaneri, or no other in-state kid, actually had to sign a national letter of intent and actually had to show up on campus. All he had to sign was a thing that said he's going to Missouri, a scholarship agreement, basically. Now, that was not in any way binding to Will Nwaneri, but it was binding for Missouri to start paying him. I don't know how that contract was structured. I don't know how much money Williams Nwaneri got before he was actually on campus and officially bound, or had signed anything that officially bound him to become a Missouri football player. But I'm fairly confident he got something, right? Between September 1st and December 21st, or whatever it was that he signed his NLI, I'm pretty sure he got some NIL money, because that is what the state law said could happen. And it was written in a way, again, even the people who approved this didn't really know it was written in a way that meant Missouri could start paying him before he was actually even bound to come to Missouri, at least as far as I understood everything at the time and understand it now. So that led to a whole bunch of other schools doing this. Hey, we can pay kids in our state, blah, blah, blah. Ross's story is based on a Tennessee law that's basically saying this. And all these state laws are being written to say, in NCAA, you have zero power to tell us what to do. So we're going to do whatever we want. And you can't come in here and tell us we can't. And if you do, we're going to sue you. Now, this latest thing is basically saying we want a deal where you can't do whatever you want, where our rules supersede all of your state laws, and you can't sue us for making any decision we make, and telling you that you've broken NCAA rules and you're punished. Ross reports that the penalty for not agreeing to this could be expulsion from your conference. Now, is anybody going to get kicked out of the SEC or the Big Ten? We're so far away from all of this. The point is, though, that we just continue to fight these battles in whether it's actual courts or the court of public opinion in the media. Everyone has lost the plot here. And I know everybody out there right now is saying, cool, just get rid of the NCAA. Well, here's the deal. First of all, the NCAA is the schools. Second of all, like this deal that Ross is reporting, these are the conferences proposing this. Like, this is Greg Sankey and Brett Yormark and Jim Phillips and whoever's in charge of the Big Ten. I don't even know these days. And their constituents, their coaches, schools, presidents, whatever it might be, that are proposing this. So this isn't the big bad NCAA. Also, regardless, even if these four conferences break away or the SEC and the Big Ten break away, whatever, there has to be someone overseeing the sport. Like, you can't just say there are no rules, go do anything you want in our new league. I mean, maybe you can, but that would actually maybe even be dumber than what we've got going on right now. So there is going to be some governing body. And 5 years from now, you will hate that governing body every bit as much as you hate the NCAA. I know this is wildly confusing for a lot of people. I'm not going to pretend to understand all of it either. I'm tired of listening to it. I'm sure you guys are tired of listening to it. I don't have any idea where we're going to be here in 2 or 3 years. I don't know if it's going to be better or worse for Missouri, but I'll tell you this. The problem, and it's not new, the problem in college sports is nobody's ever actually cared what's good for the sport. Like, every response I get to this stuff from Missouri fans is, it's good for Missouri. I love it. Well, it's been good for Missouri. May not be good in perpetuity for Missouri. And it may be terrible for the sport, right? So I understand the last 2 years have been really good for Missouri. And a lot of that is due to the foresight and the way they have used NIL. But this is not guaranteed to continue. And I'm not saying you should support this new proposal. I don't know what anybody should support. I'm just saying that someone somewhere, and I understand it's not going to be fans. You guys should only care about your team for the most part. But someone somewhere at some point has to say, hey, let's talk about maybe what's good for college football and college athletics in general, rather than just what's good for Missouri or Ole Miss or Alabama or Michigan State or Wisconsin or whoever it might be, or the Big Ten or the SEC or Notre Dame. Maybe everybody should be able to come to some sort of deal that makes this thing workable going forward. I don't know if that exists, and I certainly don't know what it is. I know that whatever rule is put in place, literally that day, college football and college basketball coaches will get to work on figuring out how to get around it. It is the one thing that has happened every rule that is put in place in the history of college sports. Within 24 hours, coaches are finding a way to break it, and boosters are finding a way to break it, and administrators are finding a way to look the other way. That will continue. So maybe there is no fix, right? Maybe this is just what we do. Maybe just every offseason we live through the courts and lawsuits now. I hope not. We'll see. Appreciate you hanging out. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Going to have coverage coming up here of Missouri's SEC tournament baseball game against Alabama. Currently, as I record this, down 2-1 in the 5th inning. If they lose, the season is over. If they win, they move on and play Tennessee tomorrow. Regardless, season will end with the next loss. So check everything out at the site. Again, like, comment, share, and subscribe while you're here, and we'll be back tomorrow.